Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I hope everybody's having a great and safe day so far, a healthy day. Please let me know if you guys can hear me okay in the live because sometimes I have to make adjustments to the sound. Thank you so much for being here, and we're just eagerly waiting. Apparently, the court has told the jury that if they don't have a verdict by 3:30 p.m. that they're supposed to come back into the courtroom, which to me indicates they don't have a verdict yet. Otherwise, we would have some type of a announcement saying the verdict will be read at 3:30 p.m., which is different. But either way, we're here. We're gonna have a good show today. Hopefully, if there's no verdict, we're definitely gonna have some fun and go over some of the clips. But this is a serious moment. In case they do have a verdict, can you guys hear me? Okay, please let me know in the chat. If they do have a verdict, I am ready to celebrate. Hopefully, that she is not convicted and that KarenRead can finally be free and have a free and safe life. We're here eagerly waiting for the court. Thank you so much for letting me know. We're waiting here for the court to come in. KarenRead, as we all know, she's facing three very serious charges. She's facing second-degree murder, which is premeditated, right? It's the intentional murder of someone. She's facing manslaughter while operating under the influence of alcohol, and she's also facing a charge as leaving the scene of personal injury and death to another. It's very serious charges, and today I was actually looking at the involuntary manslaughter charges, right? I think we have a few minutes here, so I will pull this up in my screen. The involuntary manslaughter is like a lesser included that the prosecution was able to include in there, which in my limited understanding means that if the jury cannot find that she intentionally killed Mr. John O'Keefe, they could find that she unintentionally killed him, and then she would be charged of involuntary manslaughter. And let's just go over here real quick the punishment in Massachusetts. Whoever commits manslaughter shall accept as hereinafter provided be punished by imprisonment in the state prison for not more than 20 years. So she's facing 20 years in prison if she's convicted of the involuntary manslaughter, or by a fine of not more than $1,000 and imprisonment in jail or a house of correction for not more than 2.5 years. So this is worrisome because we have our judge, right? We have Judge Bev, who is the person that would be responsible to charge her. And as we have seen, the judge hasn't been very kind to the defendant. So, you know what I mean? It's like worrisome if the jury is actually like confused or undecided on the fence about the involuntary manslaughter charge. I don't believe so. We're live and we're watching the court live here. So as soon as they come in, I will be quiet. I think it's very unlikely, like 99.9% unlikely, that 12 jurors will find her guilty of second degree murder, meaning the intentional act, premeditated murder of Mr. John O'Keefe. I don't think that's a possibility at all. But I do believe that we have been waiting for a long time, and some of the jurors are definitely going through the evidence. They were not in the jury room ready to say she was free. They're going through the evidence or whatever it is that they're doing. We can only speculate. We really don't know. Uh, it's just very full of anxiety, right? I have had anxiety for at least the past 2 days. I haven't been able to sleep fully. Like I just go to bed at like 3 a.m. Today I tried to be a little bit more healthy, and I took a nature walk with my dog. I did some food prep because I've been eating just like whatever. I'm like, just deliver it here. Just send me some sandwiches and I'm fine. And just try to be a little bit more mindful of coming back to, health, because this type of anxiety can take a toll on all of us. So I just want to take a moment here while we wait for the court to say hello to everybody. I'm going to say hello to everybody. Hi, this is my aunt Simone from Brazil. She say in Portuguese, hello, I'm waiting very attentive to this live. I already liked it, and you. So please click the like, subscribe, share button. Busted Flush waiting for you. Thank you so much. We have, oh, that's me. We have Tail Light Confetti Fairy in the house. Hey, everyone. Hello. We got Teresa Warner. We got Trey ZDS. We got Michelle Dune in the house. We got Tell Light saying jurors want to go home again. I actually was a little okay. So this is my speculation, right? I was like, this feels like the judge is pressuring the jury, in my opinion, a little bit. Like, if you guys don't have a verdict by 3:30, I want everybody in the courtroom. That's what it made it sound like when I read it, because it's not like the jurors are asking, right? We don't know. I don't know for a fact, but why not let the jurors work a full day? Why is that Judge Bev always needs these breaks? Why does she always want to terminate sooner? Why does she want to terminate the day at 3:30? 3:30 is very early. You can get a lot accomplished until 5 p.m. And if every day she was, she would let the jury deliberate a full day, it would be a lot better. It would be a lot better. They would be able to get a lot more done. Um, Busted Flush, I'm here. Oh, we're all met here. Hello, I'm so glad you're here. She says, I'm going to be listening, not feeling well, just going to lay aside and listen. I'm glad you're live, just what I needed today. We're all with you, sending you great vibes. We're all met here. You're always here supporting us, and I hope that you feel better. Take the time you need, relax, breathe in, breathe out. Everything shall pass, and we hope you feel better soon. Hi, Wendy, and hello, Queen Olive. I'm so glad to have you guys here. So, yeah, guys, I was just looking into the involuntary manslaughter charges, and it's weird how the different sentencing is, right? You can either go to prison for 20 years, which is a huge sentence, or you can get $1,000 fine and like 2 years in house arrest. It just doesn't match, right? Doesn't match. It's very, very different sentencing, and who knows how Judge Bev would rule, she has been very condescending, rude, and interrupts the defense constantly. But at the end of the day, I do find that she has ruled very fairly in this trial. And when it comes to the ruling of the evidence coming in, and like, for example, allowing Dr. Rosa to testify, even though she just came in the trial in May, and all of those things, I think she was very fair. But when she talks to the defense and even the defendant yesterday, that was completely unacceptable and out of line, and just shows so much maybe like power issues, like need of being control and need of being in the spotlight. Do you think something's funny? It's just, the girl is facing a life in prison or 20 years in prison. She's extremely nervous. She's been sitting there, not really talking. I think the court is coming back, guys. Let me see. Make sure we're like live, live, live. We're live, live, live. And no, that was just the music going down a little bit. They should come in at any second, right? But anyway, going back to KarenRead, maybe smirking or smile. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna be quiet now and make myself smaller. Let's hear from the court. Let me put this on maximum volume for the feed, and you guys let me know if everything is okay when they come in with the volume. This really should just be we don't have a verdict yet, right? I'm not really expecting this to be a verdict, but we never know. So we're here attentive and praying that everything will go well if this is a verdict. Just anytime the judge will be on the bench. Let's see. We got the fan. Fan. What have you been doing these past few days? Well, I've been watching a fan on my screen, and I have it on my phone, on my TV screen, and on my computer, just in case the judge decides to say anything. That's what people outside of this trial would never understand. We just watch this fan, just watching the fan. Unreal, unreal, unreal. I just, I had some moments today to reflect as well on the parents of KarenRead. You can see her father is already of an advanced age, and they have been so supportive, just sitting there next to her and going through this ordeal, going through this heavy burden that God forbid ever happens to any one of us. They have been so, the only fan tail light, that's right. They have been so supportive to her. It's beautiful to see. I don't have my parents alive anymore, but it's just beautiful to see that they are so supportive. But it must be taking a huge toll on them. So I pray for them, and I pray that they may have strength and continue to have strength and just, comfort in this difficult time, because to us it's easy to get a little bit disconnected at times, because we really don't have, it's not our family, it's not our life. But I feel for them a lot. And Karen has been showing extreme strength and just sitting there and just listening to the testimony and not testifying under the advice of her counsel, right? Her being a person that is, from what I hear, she's extremely intelligent, well spoken, and has been speaking up for herself when she can, defending herself. And she was the only one trying to actually do CPR when they found John in the snow. And just Bluebird is saying, Oi, Oi, Bluebird. He's saying Oi to my aunt in Brazil. She speaks Portuguese. So, Carrie has shown extreme strength. And yesterday, when the judge snapped at her, I felt like that was completely inappropriate, because here this lady is going through the trial of her life, and the judge is like, is there something funny? And the judge is all the time, she's smirking, she's laughing, she's being sarcastic, condescending. It was just very inappropriate, unprofessional, in my opinion. And it just shows that this judge has some issues and had some issues from the beginning. And today, if we don't have a verdict, and if we're just hanging out here for about an hour and a half, we're gonna watch some of the. Oh, hi, Karina. What time is it over there, Karina? Karina is like in a very different time zone. So sometimes it's very late for her, but this should be good for her. It should be around what, 10 o'clock maybe over there. Watching with John. Hi, John. How you doing? That's her husband, I believe. And it's just that it was just unnecessary from the judge to be like 8:30 p.m. Okay, that's good. So we need to do shows around 3:30. That's a good time for Karina's time zone. So yeah, if we don't have a verdict today, we're gonna go back into the pre-trial motions and take a look at the video compilations that we had on this channel before, to show you guys that haven't seen it maybe, how she treated the defense since the beginning. And this is why, there's a constant battle between them, because this is not something that started yesterday. And this is why KarenRead probably made a face yesterday when she was like, I didn't look at the verdict form. I was tired. Like, dude, this is my whole life, either 20 years of my life or my whole life. And you don't have time to look at the form because you're tired. It's laughable. So I have nothing against KarenRead's behavior. If she did smirk at the judge or anything, she hasn't had an outlet. And I understand, people may feel like that's inappropriate, but sometimes we can't contain our emotions and we can't contain ourselves, right? Another thing I was reflecting on, which I don't know if I mentioned here before, I've heard that the majority of the jury is female, I believe, like, I don't know, nine or something like that. And unfortunately, sometimes I've experienced that in my life. It's really hard to have female friends, because sometimes people just don't seem to want what's best for you. They just seem to like have some type of negative uh, energy, because I don't know what it is. But I remember when the jury was booted out the juror was booted out of the jury, because she thought Karen was smirking too much and and smiling too much. And that's exactly the type of judgment that we sometimes have on each other. And it's just unfair. I feel like not trying to make this a sexist thing, but I feel like men are more objective as opposed to women that sometimes are very judgmental. You know, when it comes to other women, especially, we're always like, "Huh, look at her, look at her outfit, look at what does she do?" Da, 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 da. I don't know. A lot of women are very supportive and awesome, and I think that's a very powerful thing to do, to encourage each other, encourage one another, bring one another up. If you see somebody's beginning on something, encourage them, because your encouraging words may change the way that they're going to do things. It may lead them into a direction of being more diligent about their work, about their determination. So we have so much power with our words, you know, and I think that this, if we just focus more on that, we would help a lot more than being so judgmental at times. So let me see what you guys are saying here while we're waiting. We're just waiting for the fan. Hi, hello, fan. Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome to the channel. Another chat mentioned one juror travels by bus and needs to catch the 4 p.m. Sounds like a rumor. Who knows? Well, that would make sense, right? That would make sense. But I feel like the court could have arranged for a ride or something. I don't know. Hi, Ask Bob. Ask Bob is so sweet. I wish I had like a message every day, like, oh, here you go, your encouraging message of the day. Bianca could be on the cover of Vogue magazine. Yeah, with makeup and like the lights. I have the lights here. I have, I have the HD camera. It helps a lot. Vicky Andres, I know, too tired. Wow, that was like, I understand she's human. She's entitled to be tired. But if my life was on the line and you can't look at the form, and that form can determine if they're going to find me guilty for 20 years of prison, are you kidding me, lady? Maybe you should ask for more time to rest and then do it right. Monica, Judge Canon must be fair because Kara has a right to have a fair trial. I think she's on the side of the prosecution. She treated Kara very rudely. I agree with you, Monica. And like I said, if we have time, we're gonna go over those pretrial motions a little bit in a compilation, so it's not too long. But yeah, she was very rude to Karen, especially yesterday. Court yesterday, she could have made a sidebar. She could have stepped. Yes, she could have talked to the attorney separately, not made a show, and then she made a beep out of herself, right? Because it didn't look good for anybody involved. Karina, I heard it was half and half. A lot of the women who were on the jury have gone. So you mean like the initial jury? Maybe I think it was three total or four people that were removed from the jury completely. I'm not sure. Monica, she knew that they were filming. Yeah, and if she's doing that for the cameras, it's the lack of self-awareness, right? Thinking that you're doing a great thing and thinking that people are thinking you're so powerful and wonderful, and look at you calling her out. But at the end of the day, it was unprofessional and it lacked empathy, and it was just unnecessary. Karina, we got to support our ladies. Absolutely, guys. We got to support each other. It makes us so much more powerful and so much stronger when we support each other. Vicky, Andres, I feel like it's probably one holdout. Yeah, it's really hard, right? Because waiting is not something human beings like to do. It's not something we're accustomed to do. It's just it's like we speculate, we start thinking, what is it, what's happening. Let me see if Court TV is saying anything. No, it's just the same thing here. uh it's we speculate what is going on. Wait, I hear sounds. All right, guys, let's see. Oh God.
Court's back in session. You may be seated.
Tell us, Judge.
Okay, the jury indicates they want to go home. But I'd like to see counsel at sidebar, please.
The whole world is waiting for this. Why you want to talk to counsel? Can't we know? We want to know. Oh man, the O'Keefe said they're waiting. Oh, so nerve-wracking. Let's see who's there today. We got Paul O'Keefe, we got his wife, you got the sister in the back. I don't know the lady in the back. I think the blonde one is a friend of John O'Keefe. That's his mother. who lost a son and a daughter, and that's the father right there. And I do feel a lot of empathy for them. I know that a lot of people disagree because they apparently don't support KarenRead, but God only knows the burden and the pain, the hearts of parents who have lost two children. So I leave them alone and I pray for them. And here is KarenRead's family, right? We have her father, her mother right there. God bless them. May God give them so much strength another day. Oh goodness, may God comfort their hearts today because this is unbearable, and I just feel so much empathy for them. And look at her father. It's just I hear I've never had kids, but I hear that parents sometimes you just want to trade places, right? You just want to trade places because you can't see your child suffering. So let's see if the judge gives us any other indication of anything. Josie, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to your comment. Let's see. She's not even gonna tell us what happened at the sidebar. It's not champagne, it's LaCroix, guys. I just like this glass.
Yeah.
Judge. Tell us something, Judge. We got nothing, Judge. Tell us something. Give us something, Judge. What did they have for lunch? Are they thinking tomorrow, maybe morning, afternoon? Like, can we schedule any plans, Judge? How does the defense look? I mean, here they are, guys. Here's the jury. Oh, nerve-wracking. Oh, so they come in from the back? They have to walk in front of everybody, apparently, yes. Can one of you guys tell us what's happening, please, jury? Are you guys thinking tomorrow before 5? We'll have to be here all day tomorrow. We live here now, like Emily says. We live here.
Jurors.
Oh, God.
We all appreciate how hard you've been working, and I understand.
We do, but get over with it, jury.
We appreciate everything you're doing. I do have to give you those same precautions. Please do not discuss this case with anyone. Don't
Karen
do any
looks.
independent research or investigation.
She does look concerned, guys.
If
We'll talk
you
about her
happen
body
to
language in a
hear
second.
Anything about this case, please disregard it and let us know. Clear your head.
Don't go on Twitter, please.
Good, all right. Hurry up.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, microphone. All right, Judge. All right, Judge. Everybody's so tired. I'm so tired. Everybody's just so tired. I'm gonna sit like this now. Where did they go?
Maybe seated.
Oh, so they just
All right,
come
we'll
in and
see
they
everybody
leave.
tomorrow morning.
That's
Thank
it.
Thank you.
No, Judge, come back, Beverly. Oh, not the fan, not the fan. I can't. I feel. Oh gosh, I'm gonna leave it on my other screen here just in case, but I'm gonna close this. I feel like the fan at this point is torture. You know how they do the torture that they just like drop little drops of water on people in their forehead for hours? I feel like that's what the fan is. It's just torture. I can't. Guys, I have neck pain. I don't know if I can do another night of this. But okay. Let's go back to your chats because I am so glad you guys are here. I want to make sure you guys are all participating and feeling like you're part of the stream because that is the point of us hanging out and just blowing off some steam. Monica must be fair. Joshing you, Bianca doesn't only fair stream. That's what we're doing. We're just watching the fan OnlyFans. I'm gonna post it on Twitter. See if I get more followers. Oh God, God, what was that? Oh, it's Court TV just going straight to another. God, another trial. Okay, I turned it off. Hopefully that's off now. Now Twitter is gonna blow up. Everybody's gonna be like blah 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 blah. This is what this means. That's what this means. And honestly, we don't know what it means, right? Ask Bob. OJ jury took 4 hours, and he was guilty. Poor Karen. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, we do have the other trials that take longer and people were acquitted, right? So guys, we don't know. We don't know. It could be so many things. It could be one holdout. It could be. I just don't like that they asked to see the cert report because that's where they found the taillight pieces. So does that mean you guys just disregard Dr. Ranchler's testimony saying it wasn't the car? Like, there's a police cruiser parked in the O'Keefe's driveway. Ask Bob is a local. He's there, guys. He's in Canton, bringing us all the tea and all the things. And please be safe. Ask Bob. Don't get involved with these people. It looks like too much stress and too much chaos. We're all right here. I hope you're feeling okay. Yes, I love all you ladies. That's right, guys. Ladies, encourage one another, really encourage one another because when we do, we make such a difference in the world. Don't be jealous. Check yourself. Sometimes I have to check myself. I'm like, wait, why am I like comparing myself to another person? Everybody's uniquely and specially made. Why am I comparing myself to another person? Let them be. I do my thing, work hard, focus on yourself, do the best you can, and encourage other people. Karina, did you say her say, oh God, no. I don't doubt it. I mean, Aunt Bev, I don't doubt that she said that. Uh, Oh, EMJ 80s, I missed you. I missed you so much. They've only been deliberating for 16 hours after 9 weeks of trial, over 100 hours of testimony, and nearly 100 items entered into evidence. They've been silent for this whole time, so that now they need to talk. That's such a great comment. It just brings us back into perspective, right? It just brings us into a center. Um, which is very true. They haven't been able to talk. If they have followed the judge's directions this whole 9 weeks, they haven't been able to talk about any. They haven't been able to talk about Gemma Cave's body language. They haven't been able to talk about Brian Higgins' body language. They haven't been able to talk about the Albert. They haven't been able to talk about the tail lights, about Trooper Paul, about Trooper Proctor. There's so much that we have talked about this trial and they haven't been able to talk about anything. So now it's the time that they have to talk about it. Unfortunately for us, this means that we're here waiting. We're here waiting and we don't like to wait, but it is what it is. Vicky, hi Vicky, and Karina saying hi. I have shut everyone down whenever they've spoken about the Johns family during this trial, but Perjury's Row at closing statement was a blatant attempt by the family to manipulate the jury. The Perjury's Row is Brian Albert, Jennifer McCabe, and Colin Albert showing up during the closing statement. That was absolutely ridiculous. I agree. It was definitely a very strong statement. It was a bold statement, right? Especially to bring those three characters in there. So, one day the truth shall set you free, and still, it is what it is. They're under that. I was talking to somebody yesterday. When we are under a echo chamber, right, which we all are part of echo chambers all the time. When we are under an echo chamber and only that information that we think is true is the information that we're receiving, then it's really hard to question ourselves. And then when we have to admit we are wrong, one thing is very difficult. Two things: admit we are wrong in public. And that's what the O'Keefe family is going through. Even if they have any questions or any doubts, they would have to overcome a lot in order to say, you know what, we don't know. We don't know what happened, or we are not sure about what happened. So just I leave them alone. But I completely agree with EMJ. That was insane to bring them to the court. It was insane. So Telai says, I'm guessing Monday. I actually think tomorrow because I think Friday is the perfect day for a verdict. I think that nobody wants to go on the weekend with that pending in their heads. I think they're probably very close to what they want. They had plenty of time to take a poll and see where everybody stands at this point. And I am, if I were to vote, I would say the jury comes back tomorrow. But hey, I'm just speculating. Who is it? Who knows the truth at this point? Bev is pissed. She does not want to leave start to her weekend, which should be starting tonight. Bev needs to practice her crab dance. Is it the clam dance or the crab dance? The crab dance she needs to practice from the Aunt Deb. Sorry for my accent. Aunt Deb channel. She's very funny. CK and Lucinda. Hi, Lucinda. I think someone on the jury has done this before, waiting on Friday so they can go home and the minute can't get their names till Monday. Could be. Could be. Um, yeah. Do you guys think that the jury is going to talk? Do you guys think the jury is going to give interviews right away? Do you think they're going to go in for the like for the sentencing? Like some in some other trials, we've seen the jury get dressed up and go for the sentencing. If God forbid she did get convicted of the involuntary, right? But other than that, I mean, other than that, we don't know. The Macabres are at the VA probably drink. Oh, they're drinking. They're drinking. That family does nothing else but drink. They drink and drive. They drink with impunity. They're drinking and living it up. Maribel, exactly. It's like the jury is ignoring what's right in front of them. As Jackson put it, turn the other way. How many of them are doing that now? Yes, and that's one of the things I wanted to do today. If you guys are up for it, I wanted to rewatch Dr. Renslow's testimony a little bit because I'm like, that was so clear. The car didn't do it. And if the SUV didn't do it, why are we here? Why are we here? The arm was scratched and had bite marks, and why are we here? Right? So I don't know. So I want to go back to the judge. Okay, I want to go back to the judge, and I did a video on her.
Why are we out here?
Oh, sorry. Okay, couple of things in this video before I play. Number one, I've been getting some feedback. Hold on, your browser has blocked your screen. Okay, why are you blocking my screen, browser? Okay, number one, some people have been giving me great feedback that that sometimes my music is too loud in the video, so I have to be careful with that because I don't realize it. I think it's great. I'm like, oh, this music is like, yes, let's go. And I'm not really trying to hear the testimony all over again because we've heard it. It's just a method of putting the music in the testimony together and make an emphasis out of certain moments. But I've been taking notes and I'm gonna try to fix it in the next videos. So I'm going to turn the volume down and replay this body language with Aunt Bev, and we're going to pause at certain points. And I want to play this to do a deeper analysis today because I just posted this video without any of that. And also we're going to go over some of the pre-trial motions to show where is this coming from, especially the moment where KarenRead probably laughed at something she said, right? But before that, let me see here. Maribel, when someone is innocent and has been proven innocent, what exactly are they seeing? Someone is bought hung jury. The Commonwealth needs to win this so they have a better chance against Karen's lawsuit. Yeah. It's just, yeah, I think she has been proven innocent. To be honest with you, I didn't know in the beginning of the trial, but after watching Dr. Ranchler, Dr. Wolf, guys, Dr. Wolf is married. I was so disappointed to find that out, but I guess he's married. So God bless him and his family. And to watch even their own accident reconstructionist, Trooper Paul, just tell us the weirdest things. How did the glass fall over there? Well, I guess it just did. That's what happened. And how did the phone, well, he was holding the phone with one hand, he was holding the glass with the other. He threw the glass at the same time. He put the phone underneath him. Then the tail light exploded on his arm. That's what caused the scratches, and then the little bite mark things. And then he, in the as he was being like pushed forward or propelled somewhere, he hit his head through the glass, put his phone underneath him, and then the only thing we saw was the arm and the head. Okay, okay, I guess. I guess. Monday is my son's 30th birthday. Happy birthday. What's your son's name? Happy birthday. 30th is so good. I miss 30. I miss 30. Tell that I hope you're right. Can't imagine Karen having to go to the weekend without knowing. Yeah, if we have this amount of anxiety, imagine Karen. Imagine Karen. Like my whole I like to have a routine, and I like to have things working properly. When one thing stops working, like my computer stops working or something, then everything else just falls out of place. So for this week where we don't know what time the verdict is gonna come in, if it's gonna come in, what I'm just like, I'm not sleeping well, I'm not eating well, I'm not doing anything right, and I'm just here with you guys. There's a cop on the jury. I've heard that. I've heard there was a retired cop on the jury. How do we know that, by the way? Huh, interesting. How do we know these things if nobody's supposed to talk to the jury yet? There's a cop on the jury. Well, which is a good thing, I guess, because the cop would be able to say, listen, guys, this is not how we process a crime scene. And if you process, I was watching a channel last night. I have to get their names so that I can give it to you guys. Two former police officers or detectives or investigators, forensics an analyst or something, they were telling us like that's not how you process a crime scene. And if you don't know, if you never processed a crime scene and there's no before, ask somebody else. There's no shame in that. Instead of going with a leaf blower like the Lieutenant Gallagher did and just collecting blood in the solo cups and just doing a botchy investigation for a fallen police officer who deserved a lot more respect and honor than that. Karina, I hope one of them speaks up afterwards. I believe a lot of the jurors are going to speak up afterwards. I do believe so. And yeah, I hope so too. We're definitely going to cover that. Kara looks stressed. Okay, so that's a good, thank you so much for this comment, because this actually makes me think we should do this. We should go back and watch that part again where, not this one, where they showed Karen's face and the attorneys as well. Let's see from our time here together, we can see the body language. We can see anything, as far as their body language goes. So let me just see. Court TV, KarenRead. Sorry for the typing. It's just real quick. And I think this is 13 minutes ago. So that's today. Okay, let's see when the jury right here, when they showed Karen's face. And we got the fan. Okay, let's see what this is. This is the jury coming in. 39, 38. Let's rewatch this and then see if we can pick up on any of the body language that they have displayed. Karina is saying, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, guys, please help me out. Like, subscribe, and share. But I'm just really happy that you guys are here. Hi, Sassy Pants. Hello. Hello, Sassy Pants. She's always supporting the channel. I love it. Okay, so let's go, fan. We don't want to watch you anymore, fan.
Yes.
Here you go. It's Bev. What time? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so obviously, what did we just see, right? Paul rolled his eyes, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm annoyed. We don't need to like study body language to know what that means, right? He's like, either another sidebar or another day, just annoyed. Let's see. One thing, okay, we're gonna do a little bits today. Very, very, very little bit, because I don't like to pick on the family. But one thing people have mentioned, which is true throughout the whole entire trial is that he doesn't seem to hold his wife's hand or be close to her. Sometimes they're sitting separately, which is just it's a weird deal, but it is what it is, you know. So here we have a little bit of a lip movement from him. We get a little bit of chewing, which is just a demonstration of anxiety, which is completely normal in a situation like that. He has a little bit of heavy breathing going on, you know, deep breaths, which is totally normal as well. And you see how his wife, Mrs. O'Keefe, looks just, you know, stressed and tired. And she must have been going through a lot. She was friends with Karen. And one of the things that I thought weren't good for KarenRead was when she testified that they were friends. She liked Karen. She didn't understand why Karen said to her, "I'll never see you guys again," when John died. That was something that when I was doing like my comparison between the prosecution versus the defense case, I was like, oh, that's, to me, it's a point to the prosecution, because if I'm dating somebody and I'm friends with his brother and the brother's wife, and all of a sudden some tragic event happens to my boyfriend, right? What am I going to do? I'm going to go and hang out with the family. I'm going to be like, okay, what can we do? Are you guys okay? Even though it's going to hurt for me, I'm going to be supportive to the family as well. So the fact that Karen was like, I'm never going to see you guys again, was very strange. But we have to remember as well that they were all drinking a lot that night. And maybe she had a blackout or something. She wasn't sure of what happened, right? Maybe she only found out what happened afterwards. But it was a part of the testimony that I thought it was a little bit not very favorable for Karen. So then as we keep going, you know, they're just trying to, these are just human beings trying to stay strong and stay in this place of uncomfortability. Here we have the mother that, you know, she and her husband have been through so much, losing a daughter and a son. So that's that. I'm not gonna be super, you know, commenting on a lot more than that. A lot of what happens as well when we are going through, like Jennifer McCabe says, we were all under shock and horror. We were under shock and horror. It was a very horrific and very traumatic situation. It was shock and horror. We were, I forget what else she says. Um, Shock and horror. So when you're under that, sometimes what happens is grief doesn't happen because you're under so much adrenaline with all of the media, with all of the coverage in this case, with all of the all that's happening, that the family sometimes is like under that adrenaline phase and the grief hasn't come yet. It hasn't hit yet of what happened. You know, so let's take a look at Kara right now. Hold on, let me see if we're gonna get her and make her a little bit bigger. See if we get any of her body language and the attorneys as well. Okay, so right there, she's moving air inside her cheeks. Whenever we do anything that is unnatural, right? Whenever we do something unnatural in our faces, like chewing, or that's what she was doing, moving air, is to relieve anxiety. It's a pacifying behavior because our brains, like I like to say all the time, especially for this trial, you're sitting in a chair and you have nowhere to go. You can't get out. You can't go walk and blow off some steam. You can't. You're just sitting there, and that's where you have to be. So your brain is looking for ways to relieve anxiety. And that's why our faces have so many micro expressions in these situations. And Karen's like, and chewing, you know, because that's the anxiety. Completely understandable. What else is she going to be able to do, right? I would be so anxious that I would have how do you call it? Pass out. I've passed out in situations that were stressful before because the anxiety was so big that I just passed out. I would have been in that position if I was her. I don't know how she's handling just sitting there and staying there. You know, that's all she can do. But she does look now she's just listening to Yannetti, so I'm not going to say anything about that. I don't see anything on Alan right now, but let's continue watching. Jim. Okay, so Yannetti told her something about what the judge told her in sidebar. Okay, so she was first listening in, then all of a sudden she turned her attention a little bit more abruptly to Yannetti. He's shaking his head a little bit. and then saying yes with his head, and she's nodding yes. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what that is. Alan is just pensive, either reading something or looking down. I hope he's reading something. Otherwise, if he's not reading something, I would not like this body language right now. But I hope he is reading something. Oh, look at this. MJ80 is noticing Karen does look stressed. Her jaw was clenched and she seemed to have a nervous leg shake. Wow. Okay. So the leg shake is something that I didn't see. Let's see. Let's watch closely for this that MJ is pointing it out for us. And no, Gina Cinco, we have not reached the verdict yet. The jury has gone home at 3:30 because we haven't gotten a reason. Unfortunately, we have to wait another day. Taillight is asking me, have you seen Aussie Insider's video, hot mics and stuff? You'll love it. I loved it. I watched it yesterday. It was great, Aussie Insider, especially, and I made a comment on her video. She's great, guys. If you haven't gone to her channel yet, please go to Aussie Insider on YouTube and like, subscribe, and share, and put a comment there as well. She has a great video. Go check it out after this. Where she's showing like Bev, the judge, looking at the guys come in to testify, and she's just like, and then she plays like a romantic song in the back. It's great. I love that. I love that so much. Shane is Karina's son. Happy birthday, Shane. On Monday, may God bless you and may you be full of happiness and joy and success and all the good things in life. Craig, these people must be high AF every day to believe that crash reconstruction. I was going to say they must be high AF to go through this anxiety, but Craig is saying to believe the crash reconstruction. That's true. That's true. EMJ, let's not talk about this. I didn't think you're older than 30th. Oh my goodness, it's getting there. It's getting there. Actually, this year, September, I'm going to be 40. It's the big 4.0, but that's all right. I lived a great life. I lived a good life. It's getting to the end. That's fine. I keep hearing there's a retired cop in the jury, but how do we know that's true? I've heard that as well. Christine Blankert is here. Blankert, I believe. Hello, everyone. Hi, Christine. Where did the solo cups go? I don't think I heard that part. Maribel, what do you mean you haven't heard about the solo cups at all? Guys, Maribel, what? You have heard about the solo cups. So if you haven't heard about the solo cups, when the first team of investigators arrived at the scene and they found Mr. O'Keefe on the snow, first of all, the EMTs were there doing the first aid, right? The resuscitation efforts. But as soon as that was over and he was taken to the hospital, the investigators that were at the scene, they had to collect what they found around the body, which was spots of blood, and they didn't have any material. So they knocked on a neighbor's house and they got solo cups and they scooped the blood from the snow and they placed it in a Stop and Shop brown bag. And that's how they took it to the evidence. So if you didn't know that, that's what happened in this investigation. Christine, did anyone notice Paul's wife getting called out by someone right before this? No, did they show it in the court feed or somewhere else? I wonder if his wife believes KarenRead is innocent. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Alan Pigwell, not passing the line test. Craig, that video at the bar of Higgins getting very animated and seemingly making challenging gestures towards John O'Keefe is new to me and very interesting. I haven't seen that one yet. I gotta check that out. Christine, when she comes back, she looks upset, in my opinion. Okay, so let's see a little bit more of this video and see if we can, watch any more. I'll talk. The judge was gonna say something, but didn't. Okay, so yeah, if Alan Jackson is not reading something, it would be like a very uncomfortable position that he's showing right now, like a worry, a concern. But I do believe he's probably just looking down, reading something. because these guys are, A plus. They're always working. So now she kind of smiled. She kind of smiled at the attorney Little, kind of like whatever. But when she smiled, Yannetti went like this, kind of like, when we are concerned about something, like itching his head. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so they're probably just talking about the judge. In situations that are so highly stressful like this, you have to distract yourself, and it doesn't hit you all the time. They're like just in that same mood, of the trial and the judge and her decisions and the jury. And at moments, it must hit her specifically what she's facing right now. And the attorneys are definitely showing that they are, they're under a lot of pressure. And they're definitely very concerned for their defendant. Not very concerned about the case because they presented a wonderful case, but very concerned because this is a life that is in their hands at the end of the day, and by this time we would have liked to have a verdict, even though we're not putting any meaning into it. So let's see. Paul Keefe, sometimes he looks like a little bit sarcastic. You see, like he has a little bit of a duper's delight, a little bit of a smile on his face that he's trying to conceal. I don't know what the heck he's laughing at, but doesn't he seem like he's hiding trying to... Okay. Hi, Paul. Are you looking at us? Sorry. I'm gonna leave you alone. I wish the cameras wouldn't focus on them so much, it would focus more on the witnesses, but because this must be very uncomfortable. Let's see if we see any more of Carrie's body language here.
We all appreciate how hard you've been working, and I am.
Yeah, so the clenched jaw right there that EMJ80s was telling us, and the pursed lips, right? When women, especially women, do that a lot when we go like, and that the clenched jaw that I can't really do, but definitely showing a lot of stress and anxiety. And the pursed lips sometimes is disagreements when we go like that with our lips. Maybe she is showing her body language unconsciously, right, subconsciously, showing that she's in disagreement with how long this is taking, as I am. But that's okay. So you see Annette's eyebrows are raised. You see Alan Jackson's foreheads are furrowed. And these are all displays of concern and shock sometimes, when they're together. And it doesn't mean, like I always say in this channel, guys, please don't ever get me wrong. Body language is fluid. Everybody's different. Everybody reacts differently. And just because you see something doesn't mean, okay, that's what it is. Oh my gosh, he raised his eyebrows. He's in shock. No, that's not what it means. But when we see a combination, which we call clusters on the face and micro expressions happening together, we can watch the trigger. What was that triggered by? And then ask ourselves, okay, maybe we should watch this a little bit closer. But that's just a general way of saying, you got all this. Look at the lips from Yannetti as well. You got his jaw is clenched. You got her jaw clenched. You got her closing the eyes. You got her pursed lips. Which is very, you got, the forehead here on Alan Jackson, completely furrowed, which is all normal for the situation that they are currently under.
Discuss this case with anyone. Don't do any independent research or investigation into this case.
This is her looking at them, right? So this is her looking at the jury, trying to get some type of answer, like, jury, what are you guys doing? What are you thinking? Are you guys looking at me like this is possible? Like, are you guys looking at me? I'm innocent. Like, what is happening? So definitely Karen is giving the jury here a very strong eye. She's trying to, in my opinion, what she's trying to do is get a feel for their body language, right? Like, how are they looking? Are they looking relaxed? Are they looking stressed? Are they looking like they're looking at me? Are they avoiding eye contact? Are they like thinking about convicting me of something? What is happening, jury? Please give me a sign. This is how KarenRead looks to me at this point with her body language. Definitely, she's got the pursed lips here. She has the clenched still, which is what we were talking about before. The clenched jaw, which shows stress, and the pursing lips is a sign of disagreement and anxiety at the same time. So let's keep going here.
Anything about this case?
She can barely blink, right?
Clear your heads.
And she's just doing this movement with her body. She's like, because she knows she can't be like staring at the jury, right? She doesn't want to be staring at the jury, but at the same time, her body, her brain, her subconscious mind cannot help it. They are holding her future in their hands. So she's like shaking because that is a pacifying behavior. She doesn't really have a place to go. So her body's shaking a little bit as she looks at the jury. Then she looks down. Okay, don't look at them. Then again, her eye goes there, and then she looks down, and then her eye goes there, and she looks down. So that's completely normal. I would be freaking the heck out if I was her. So she looked at somebody. I don't know who that was. Okay, let's see. A little bit more. What is this? The jury's coming in? I forgot. Going out because they were just there, right?
Being seated.
All right, we'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rise, please.
Let's see if the judge says something. No. Okay. So that was that. What did KarenRead body language show while she was waiting? Just what we all have right now: anxiety, maybe a little bit of disagreements, right? Because we're thinking, okay, guys, you guys should have come back with a verdict already. But we have to be respectful of the jury. We understand they had to sit there, like EMJ80s was saying, they had to sit there for weeks on end listening to Lolly, which was torture. Torture, I say torture. But another thing I was thinking today as well is this. Sometimes I wish the defense's case was a little bit longer, because just think about how long we have listened to Lolly's theories and his so many times he was pretty much testifying, right? Oh, this is what you meant, blah 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 blah. Okay, stop testifying, Lolly, slime ball. But so many times, for so many hours and weeks, we've heard the prosecution's case, and then we just had a little bit of the defense. So don't you think that sometimes that gets ingrained in our brains a little bit more than the defense's case? Let me see some of your comments here, guys. I love that you guys are here. Hayden Harris, I did see Paul smirking. I did point it out. I was like, what is he laughing at? I don't understand. Yeah, we paused a little bit on that and saw. I think she's trying to get a read on the jurors without being too obvious. Yeah, but she was like, what are you guys thinking? Let me know. Karina, I think it was out of order for Bev to tell the jury not to do a straw poll. I mean, that's just totally off. Yes, it's none of your business how they're going to decide, Judge. Like, you are not the prosecutor. You're not all of the things. You're just the judge. You're supposed to just do your judge job. But no, now you're trying to do the jury job as well and tell them how to vote. Like, how to process their verdicts, their determination, their deliberations. Don't. It's none of your business. And if they want to do a poll, and if they probably did a poll, right? Because you're going to walk in there with 12 people, be like, what the hell is that? 9 weeks. Guys, what do you guys think, right? That's what we do here. We're like, hey, what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. So Christine said, now wife is back and eyes are all red. I think you're talking about Paul O'Keefe's wife. And can you imagine going to jail for something you didn't do? I think about that a lot. actually not okay, that came out really really weird. Today specifically I was thinking about that a lot because I was like, wow, prison 20 years if she's convicted of the involuntary manslaughter charge. 20 years in prison. Prison is a place that feels like caged animals, right? You have to answer to other people. You can only go brush your teeth, take a shower, eat whenever they tell you to. There's violence. There's a lot of bad things that happen in prison. It's just a terrible place to be. And maybe like it's a place for people that are like psychopaths, the people that have no empathy, no rehabilitation possibility. But for the people that maybe do something by accident, or people who are innocent and they're just convicted by this process that is a joke sometimes, not concrete at all. And there are different cases that I feel stronger on a conviction. I'm not big into like I don't want to see any human being suffer, to be honest with you. But like when it comes to what we heard so far about the Sarah Boone case, right? The Sarah Boone case, I don't know if you guys have heard it, but I've watched her whole interview when her boyfriend was found. He was found inside of a suitcase, and that's how he died. And they literally have video of her or voicemail say with the guy saying, "Get me out of here! I can't breathe," and she's laughing, drunk. So that case, I'm like, okay, lady, that's a lot of proof that like maybe you killed your boyfriend and you put him in a suitcase. But in this case, we don't have that type of certainty, right? Even if we have doubts in our minds, I would not feel comfortable at all sending somebody to prison like that. Um, okay, so Michael Reed, yes, rocking is a soothing activity. Exactly. It's like a pacifying, soothing behavior. So Hayden is saying, remember she was texting John that she was physically falling apart the day that started all this. She's strong, but it has to be torture. It has to be torture. I feel so bad for Karen. Won't be the ones going. Her team won't be the ones going to jail. Absolutely, her team will be fine, but the burden on them must be very heavy as well. Hayden says she has that face a lot. Sassy pants. Paul has always been a drinker. In fact, Karen bailed him out of jail when he crashed into a gas station pump and severely injured an elderly man. This happened in the middle of the day. Wow. Okay. Well, listen, Paul, if you're watching us, I know I didn't do a body language video on you, and I won't. But if you're watching us and you have a problem drinking, there's help out there. You can go to an AA meeting. There's definitely people who have overcome alcoholism before, and I'm sure you can do it too if you're ready for it. If you want, you can do it. Um, Craig saying one of Jackson's last statements in closing told the jurors to watch the video at the bar of Higgins making hand gestures. Okay, Turtle Boy showed it 2 days ago, I believe. That's what you mean, right, Turtle Boy? TB? Yeah, I gotta look. I saw something like that on Twitter, but I was just watching so many things last night that I don't even know what's going on in the world anymore. So, Anne Brown, if she's found guilty, can Bev remand her to jail? Yes, I believe that if she's found guilty, she can be taken to jail immediately. We saw that happen in the Anna Gutierrez case where she was found guilty, and even though her defense team asked the judge to allow her to go home and surrender her passport and do all those things, she was taken to jail immediately upon being found guilty. So we, in the beginning of this video, we were talking about how the involuntary manslaughter, which is the second count, is has a sentence of a maximum of 20 years in prison, and or the judge could just give her a fine of $1,000 and send her to house arrest for about 2 years. But knowing Judge Bev, we don't know what she would do in this case, because yesterday she apparently wasn't very happy with the defendant when the defendant was laughing at Judge Bev, saying, I was too tired to look at the verdict form. I'm just tired of this. Like, I just wanna get out of here. And Karen was like, this is ridiculous, and she laughed a little bit. And Judge Bev didn't like that. So with that being said, let's take a look at this video with Judge Bev, uh, her body language and the little montage. And if it's too loud, I'm gonna just give you a warning right now, because some people say the music is too loud, but I'll try to lower here on my end, and then we're gonna watch some of the pre-trial motions to see why is it that KarenRead got to a point where the judge said something and she actually kind of laughed a little bit. Why is it that KarenRead did that? Is it out of nowhere? No. Judge Bev has been showing this disparate treatment towards the defense team for a while now. But this is the recent video from the closing arguments. Watch that, maybe pause a little bit to look at Judge Bev, and then we'll go from there. So here you go. Let me just go back to the beginning, and I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and you guys tell me if this is too low or too high, and I will try to adjust it here. There you go.
All right, so why are we out here? All right, so why are we out here?
And as we discussed yesterday, the amendments the court indicated it would make them.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, I did not say I'd make it. I said I'd think about it. I said I was tired and I needed to think about it.
Okay, so I'm going to take a pause right here, right? Because already it's like her attitude. So why are we here? Why are we here? This is somebody's life, and I don't think she's apt. Apt, is that the word? Like, I don't think she is. I don't have the word, but you guys are apt, right? I don't think she is apt, or she is inept for this job and for the responsibility that she holds in her hands to sentence somebody to prison for the rest of their lives. And she's completely detached of reality. She's detached of having any type of respect and concern when it comes to speaking to other people, to speaking to the defense counsel. She's like, so why are we here? Like, you sound like a teenager who's annoyed that the parents are not doing what they want. Absolutely insane. Yeah, Trisha, I do agree the verdict is going to be tomorrow. I don't know what it is. I just have a feeling we're probably going to be here. We're probably going to be here, live here. But Judge Bev is just like, and then as soon as Alan Jackson starts talking, she's like, no, excuse, like, and we're going to see this in the pretrial motion. That's how I got so mad at Judge Bev, because I don't start off just disliking somebody, but once they show me this type of true colors that she shows us all the time over and over again, I'm like, all right, here you go. I'm going to make some videos of you. That's what I'm doing. So anyways, let's keep going.
I said I was tired and I needed to think about it.
So here you go. She faces 3 counts, murder in the second degree. She faces manslaughter. She faces now involuntary manslaughter, right? And leaving the scene. So if KarenRead is not convicted by 12 jurors unanimously that she has murdered John O'Keefe on purpose, premeditated, she can be found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, face 20 years in prison and leaving the scene. And the judge's response is, I'm tired to look at the verdict form. It doesn't say guilty or not guilty. Who cares? I'm tired. I got to get a pedicure and a massage. Absolutely inept for the job. Inept for the job.
I said I was tired and I needed to think about it.
You said before you were tired and you needed to think about it because you agreed that there needs.
This is one part where Karen smiled. Did you guys see that? Let me go back a little second.
You said before you were tired.
Look, Karen's smiling, okay? She's looking at her parents like, are you kidding me? What the F is this lady doing? And Alan is pissed off. So he's like, oh, before you said you're tired, because he's showing her how ridiculous, and I'm sorry, I'm like screaming right now. Before he's saying to her how ridiculous this sounds. Lady, you have somebody's life in your hands. Before you said you were tired, you told us you're going to take a look at it. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's how she responds. So here, Karen is laughing because it's ridiculous. This attitude from the judge is ridiculous, and I agree with her. And this is not KarenRead being completely crazy and just acting like this out of nowhere. We're going to go through the pretrial motion. So this is KarenRead after pre-trial motions after trial, after all the abuse that the judge has shown towards the defense. And Aussie, I think it was Aussie the Insider that did a video showing Yannetti say, like, I think it was a hidden mic video, right? Showing Yannetti say, I've never seen something like this in my whole entire life. To after he was in court with the judge, and how she treated them, how she treated the defense team. So let's keep going. So Karen here is laughing at her comments. I was too tired to look at the verdict form, meaning this is ridiculous. It's just my life.
You agree that there needs to be not guilty options for subordinate charges
No.
under count 2.
I said that it made sense to me, but no, I did not change it upon looking at it, because the verdict slip, this verdict slip as submitted to the jury, is exactly how it always is in Massachusetts. Is exactly how it always is.
Okay, and that is not true. I understand that this is a common form that has been used many times in Massachusetts, but we live in an informational age, and we know for a fact that there are forms, and we've seen those forms being posted on Twitter and stuff where people have the option, right? So this is the form they're talking about. Let me see if I can share this with you guys, because it was a little confusing to me as well. This one I wanted to share. Where is the verdict form? Let me see here. 1 second. I had it, but of course, when I want it, it's like not anymore. I had pulled it up before for you guys, but I will find it in 1 second. Okay, so this is one. I wanted to get the one that is all highlighted. Okay, that's the one that I wanted. So let me share this. See if you guys can see the screen. Okay, wait, I'll go back to the video, and I'm going to fix it here and come back to the form real quick.
Massachusetts. Is exactly how it always is in Massachusetts.
I ask you a question. I don't care how it always is in Massachusetts. I don't care how it always is in Massachusetts. I care about whether or not it's appropriate.
Okay, it's appropriate. Okay, it's appropriate.
You make my argument,
Okay.
you would line judge why it's not appropriate. For a superior charge, they have to decide that she is not guilty of the superior.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. I was trying to fix it, and then I shared the screen. Okay, so this is the form that they are talking about. I don't know if you guys can see it as well as I can, but the first option is the not guilty, and this is for offense number 2. So if you look at Commonwealth versus KarenRead, verdict slip, offense number 2, which is the manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence. In the above entitled case, we, the jury, say the defendant is, number 1, not guilty. Number 2, guilty of offense as charged. And then underneath, manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence, in which case so this is, you were saying manslaughter, meaning she killed him while operating under the motor vehicle. And then you have to check one of the following, or both. Check one or both. Manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol. So she was driving drunk under the influence of alcohol and she killed somebody. And or manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol of 0.08% or greater. Meaning we think she was under the influence of alcohol, or we think she was under the influence and that her alcohol level was above this. So we believe the testimony that was given here about her blood alcohol and how they did that testing. Okay, so that's option number 1, not guilty. Option number 2, guilty of offense as charged, manslaughter. Then we go to number 3, which is guilty of lesser included offense. And that's what they're talking about, right? Guilty of lesser included offense, involuntary manslaughter. And there is no explanation. There is no guilty or not guilty. It's just saying, I guess she's either guilty of this or guilty of that. Or number 4, guilty of lesser included charge of motor vehicle homicide, which is a felony, OUI, liquor and negligence, operating under the influence. Check one or both of the following. So then, if they believe she is not only guilty of the involuntary manslaughter, meaning she killed him with her car, but she didn't mean to kill her with her car, it was involuntary, that would be number 3. Number 4, guilty of lesser included charge. So she killed him with her car, but she didn't mean to kill her with her car. But motor vehicle homicide by operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol, or again, that the alcohol level was above 0.8. So that's what they're arguing about, where in the form, it might look like they only have either option. For number 3 and 4, they don't really have a not guilty option there. For number 1, it looks like they have not guilty or guilty as charged. Or number 3 and 4, they just have guilty and guilty. So that's what Alan Jackson is talking about. And he's being very adamant with the judge here. So now let me stop this screen, and I'm going to go back to what we were doing before.
And that is the starting point of whether or not she is guilty or not guilty of any subordinate charge, often called a lesser included. Once they decide that she's not guilty of the superior charge, now there's two additional charges that they've been instructed they must decide whether she's guilty or not guilty. How do they decide that she's not guilty of the first subordinate charge, involuntary manslaughter?
Okay. Anything else you want to say, Mr. Jack?
So again, she has this habit of cutting him off, and we're going to see a lot of that in the pre-trial motion. So anything else? It's just dismissive and disrespectful. But okay, this is not her biggest sin. This is not the worst of Bev that we've seen.
I'd like an answer from the court. I'd like an answer from the court. I'd like an answer from the court.
I mean, imagine being in this situation. What an advocate, right? What an advocate. Jackson is just fantastic. A+ to the team.
How do they decide that she's not guilty of involuntary manslaughter on that verdict?
That's their decision to make.
And how do they make it if they don't have an option to check a box that says not guilty? How do they make it if they don't have an option to check a box that says not guilty?
They don't check.
Okay, so here you go. She has this confrontational attitude, confrontational body expression, right? She's leaning forward, her face is forward, her chin is forward, meaning it's like an aggressiveness that shows in her body language. And then when she speaks, she goes with her hand. They don't check the box, do they? So she's completely passive aggressive, sarcastic. There's all these traits that are not appropriate, not professional for a judge to have. So instead of listening to the information, which is what we do when we're having a conversation or a debate with somebody, listen to the information and question ourselves, do a little critical thinking. And could I possibly be wrong? Like, for example, in my videos, right, I have the comments, your volume is way too high, the music is way too high. And I'm thinking, should I just say, screw you? No, of course not. I'm like, wait, maybe not for me, because my phone is always saying, hey, turn your volume down. Your volume exceeds the weekly recommended usage. That's what my phone tells me when I'm doing cardio at the gym. But no, when I see the comment, I'm like, oh, maybe my volume is too loud. I have to check on that and correct it, because I want to always improve as a person. Now, Judge Bev doesn't take that information. She doesn't take criticism well. And whenever they are talking to her, her aggressiveness shows in the chin jut, in her forward language, and the way that she quickly interrupts to tell them what she wants to tell them, because she's not listening. She's just thinking in her head what she's going to say next, which is very common for humans to do, but she does it in an passive aggressive manner.
The box that says guilty, do they?
There you go. So here, I'm going to read this.
Okay, I did not say I'd make it.
I guess not. Try to go back to that same. Because the video just skipped on me.
Says guilty, and on the top, you're left with not guilty.
I think it was before this.
They don't check the box that says guilty, do they?
Okay, so they talk to you they tell you things that you already know, right? This is a passive aggressive, condescending behavior. They tell you things that you already know. Remember when they were discussing something and she said, "Let me read the law to you. This is what we do." They were talking about Dr. Russell possibly testifying, and she decided to read the law to Yannetti and Alan Jackson, although that was not the point. The point of their argument was we couldn't possibly bring this testimony in before because we didn't have it. It's something that happened during the trial. But she decided to read the law, which is a condescending behavior. Now, the second thing here, they're dismissive. They talk over you. And that's something that Judge Bev does all the time. The attorneys are talking. She just starts talking. Or she does like, so, okay. Anything else? What it's just dismissive, meaning you're not important. You're not as important as I am. I am the judge and I determine everything. So what you have to say doesn't mean anything to me. That is the attitude that I get from her. They may be trying to prove how smart they are. And this is something that a lot of time people who are condescending and passive aggressive, it comes from a place of insecurity, right? They're not sure about themselves and they have issues with their security and being having their identity, having a determined identity and being happy with who they are, having that integrity inside and having that peace. And she needs some type of outside source, either other people saying, wow, you're a very powerful judge, or good, wow, you were very strong towards that Alan Jackson guy from California. I don't know what she's trying to prove, but it does seem like she's trying to prove that she can't be wrong. And she's falling in her face because she had to come with her tail between her legs and correct the form, didn't she? They have a hard time listening to information contrary to what they believe that it's correct. So that's it. It's condescending body language, which comes out not only in the physical body, but through actual spoken language as well. So she does the little hand thing, she does the chin jut, and her words are very precise on this. So this is, for me, Judge Bev, this is like a perfect diagnosis for her. She needs to check herself before she wrecks herself with her condescending behavior.
Okay. And then when they go to the next block, they don't check the block that says guilty, and on the top, you're left with not guilty.
So it's the absence of the check mark that the court determines is the not guilty finding by the jury.
Yes, that's what the verdict slip reads. It reads not guilty. If they don't check block 2, 3, or 4, the verdict slip reads.
You see how she paused there? She's looking at the verdict form and she's like, that's what it says. So she's very confident, right? That's what it says. If you just check, and then she looks and she pauses because she's like, oh, that's a little confusing. And then she, of course, she can't possibly be wrong. She can't possibly be humble enough to admit that she's wrong. So she takes the paper. She just like shakes it in front of Alan. Like, this Alan. This is probably a bill or something. Like, Alan, just read the paper, Alan. How condescending. But Alan and Yannetti, they're classy, right? They're classy people, elegant people. They have like respect. They were raised well. You can see that no matter how low she goes, they still treat her with respect. So it's just like, read the paper.
Not guilty. That's how it is, okay. Mr. Jackson. That's how it is, Mr. Jackson. That's how it is, Mr. Jackson.
Well, apparently that's how it's going to be because of the court's order. That is not how it should be, and it's over our strong objection. They need to see that there is a not.
See the chin jut again. It's not listening to him. They need to see that there's an option for the guilty and not guilty. It's not like, wait, let me question myself. Maybe I didn't do a form in a way that is clear enough for the jury, because this case is so complex and we've had so much information that why would you be doing anything to make it more complicated for the jury? You know what I mean? Like, you're not trying to influence the jury, are you? So just, have the information as clear as possible. Guilty, not guilty. First offense. Second offense. This is what it means. Guilty, not guilty. Third offense, this is what it means. Da 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 da. To me, it would even have to be something as simple as like broken down as what I said here today. Like, if you believe that the cause of death was the SUV by the hands of Karen Read, that she was driving drunk, check here, which is fine. Okay, I understand the law has to be, the way that it is written. But in the beginning, when I first read the jury instructions, I was a little confused. I was like, wait, could it be that they are going to find? And then I was like, no, everything that they're charging her, the jury would have to agree that the death was caused by the SUV, by the tail light, and that the scratches in the arm, that's what they show. So if they don't believe that, if they believe the ME testimony, if they believe Dr. Rancher, if they believe Dr. Wolf, they are not going to believe that the scratch marks and Dr. Russell and the bite marks came from the tail light. They're going to believe it was either an animal or something that we don't really have the evidence for. So if that's the case, none of it is going to be guilty, right? So the fact that they have this involuntary manslaughter there is a little bit more confusing and a little bit more indicative that the jury has like an out if they believe that she did it, but she didn't do it on purpose, and that maybe she just like was drunk and she drove away and didn't see him. And then somebody said here, Trisha, and I wanted to read this. Trisha said she hit him. So Trisha, we have some I have some videos that I did, like when I did the whole, I think it was a whole trial summary. I'm going to try to find this slide and maybe I'll show it here with the testimony with the people. Okay, so let me try to speak first before I start on my computer trying to find the video. So there were people who said that gave testimony that Karen Read said she hit him. Okay. But although there was people, I'm going to try to find it here, at least on my screen, so I can give you guys the name. Although there were people who testified that, all of their testimony has questions. And I will tell you their name, I will tell you what they said, and I will tell you what the questions were, what made their testimony questionable. So there were at least, I believe, 3 or 4. I think I have it here. Here you go. I want to share this. I'm going to share this video file. There's so many things in my computer now that I don't even know what's happening. Okay, I know where it is. Hold on. It's in the Karen Read folder under live. Final live compilation. Maybe it's this.
Proctor, you were notified.
No, not that. I'm not Trooper Proctor. Maybe I can't. Where is this slide? There's just so many things. I do want to address this. So I'm going to read it to you what I see here in my screen. And if I can pull it up, that would be great. So these are the people who said that Karen Read testified that she hit him. Number 1, Stephen Seraph, Canton officer. She said, this is my fault. Karen Read told him, this is my fault. But he was one of the first officers on the scene. He never wrote that on any police reports. He never told anyone this. So if you're a police officer, just put yourself in his shoes. You're a police officer. You're arriving at the scene. Somebody's bleeding to death. They're gonna be pronounced dead a few hours from that moment where you saw them. You're there with someone who is screaming, "Oh my God, oh my God." If that person is standing by his body saying, "This is my fault," and you're a police officer, you're not going to treat them as a suspect. You're not going to go, "Okay, we have some questions for you. Can you come with us?" You're not going to arrest them. You're not going to write it on a report. You're not going to tell anyone about it. So those were the questions. And Stephen Seraph never told anyone, even up to the trial. So 2 years went by and he never told anyone. And all of a sudden, during this trial in 2024, that's when she said, "This is my fault." So that's what I mean by questionable, okay? Then we have the other guy, the firefighter paramedic, the one that had the little joke about the My Cousin Vinny movie. She said, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him." Oh, no, 2 I hit hims, I think. She said, I hit him. So he gave 2 I hit hims, okay? Timothy Nuttall said, KarenRead said twice, I hit him, I hit him. When they let's see how his testimony could possibly be questionable, right? When he was cross-examined, by, I believe it was Alan. I don't know, but they asked him, okay, what were you focused on? And he said, well, I was focused on life-saving measures. So it's possible that I didn't hear it correctly, but that's what he testified to. So that one, I'll give you that point. I'll say, you know what? He did testify to that. But the first guy, Stephen Seraph, I wouldn't count his testimony. I would not, if I was the jury, I would not count his testimony because he was a police officer, Cantor police officer on the scene. He never questioned. When she said, this is my fault, he never said anything. He never said, oh, so are you saying like you hit him? So we got some questions for you. Was it an accident? Tell us how it happened, right? He never did that. So this is let me see. My browser is having trouble sharing my video. Well, that's not good, browser, because I need to share this slide. Okay, slide. I'm going to share as a slide. Okay, so those are two people that testified that KarenRead said, I hit him, I hit him. Let me put their picture up so you guys can remember their faces here. It's processing. Here you go. At the stage. Okay. So you see the little red, I have little red notes. That's why that the red means that they said something that was like a confession or something. So the first guy on top here, the bald with a siren next to him, that's Stephen Seraph. He's the one that said, she said, this is my fault. But he never, ever wrote anything on the reports. He never testified to that. He never told anyone. So I do not count his testimony. If I was the jury, I would disregard his testimony strongly, okay? Because if you're a police officer and you don't tell anybody, don't write on the police report, you don't question her, it sounds very fishy to me. Number two, we got here on the bottom left side, Timothy Nuttall. He's a firefighter paramedic. He testified that she said, I hit him twice, okay? So his testimony, he did say, I was busy, trying to save his life. I'm not sure, but that's what he testified to. I wouldn't completely disregard his testimony because he was pretty fair. Then we have Anthony Flamati, this guy here with the fire next to him. He's a firefighter paramedic. He testified, she said, I hit him. Oh my God, I hit him. So I hit him. Oh my God, I hit him. Why don't I count his testimony as well? Guess why? Not in the reports, never told a soul, never did anything about it. So the people who just come up with things 2 years after during the trial, that is completely being a trial that has been completely in the media and just getting all kinds of attentions. I don't really believe their testimony when they're saying she said, I hit him. Okay, so Trisha, I do understand. Trisha say, I'm in law. I love your page. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to have you guys here. So when these people, so from 3 people that we've just talked about, I'm only counting one guy that may have heard she hit him. Okay, maybe she said something like that. Now, the other person that we have with that testimony is the girl, and not KarenRead. I mean, let me see if I can pull her up. Here is what's her name? What's her name? I have it, guys. I have it. Katie McLaughlin. Katie McLaughlin. She testified that KarenRead say, I hit him. So all these people, when they do testify to that, they're saying she said it twice. I hit him. Okay. Katie McLaughlin. She's the paramedic firefighter that they had that whole conversation about for like hours. It seemed to be that she was friends with the McCabe's, and she went to the bathtub. She went to she went on a trip with them, and she was friends with Caitlyn. She knows Caitlyn since they were little girls. And I don't know if I would count her testimony either. I know it sounds like I'm being biased or something, but I mean, they sound like they're being biased too. So, I from four people that have testified so far, that Karen said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, or I hit him twice. Maybe I would count one. Okay, let me show you her. She's this one here on the top left, if you guys remember her. Katie McLaughlin, firefighter paramedic. I hit him, I hit him. Do you know Caitlin Albert? No, but I went to high school with a person named Caitlin. And then she has pictures with Caitlin, like in her house, or she has pictures with Caitlin hanging out, in a trip and stuff. So those were the four people that we got testifying that Karen Read said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Now, going back to the night where everybody was drinking, everybody was drunk. I don't know how much, well, we do have an indication of how much Karen drank, but we know that John O'Keefe had drank a lot, okay? Is it possible that she said, oh my God, the last time I saw him, I dropped him off here. Did I hit him? Did something happen? And people just use that? Yes, that's possible. Is it possible that she actually hit him? I don't know, because after we heard from Dr. Ranchler and from the ME and everybody saying, listen, the injuries do not match pedestrian versus SUV incidents, then that's when I was like, okay, I don't think she did it at all. Like, I don't think she had anything to do with this. But, I respect everybody's opinion, and I thought my light was going to fall on me right now. I respect everybody's opinion, and I do respect the fact that this is what you remember, because this is important for us to remember, right? The jury is sitting there. Somebody, I think it was Trisha that posted this comment earlier, right? She said she hit him. I think it was you, Trisha. So this is a very, very interesting comment, because we are all thinking, how could they be deliberating? How can they be questioning any of the evidence? Didn't they hear the ARCA guys and everything? But there are people thinking, but she said I hit him. And this was the prosecution's job. So if they did the job, they did the job, So let's see some of your comments here, because I love having you guys here. Melissa, hi Melissa Hendricks, may have blamed herself for leaving him there alone. That is what an honest person says. If she thinks, yeah, exactly. If drinking and driving, yeah. No, I'm sorry. This was two different comments. That is what an honest person says. And then Trisha says drinking and driving. Yeah, I mean, yes, Melissa, for sure. We would have, like, you start questioning all the things, right? You start questioning, like, you don't know what's going on. And Brown, everyone is saying that because Lolly said it the other day during close. Oh yeah, he said it so many times. And Jennifer McKay, Jen. I'm gonna have nightmares forever on that testimony. Didn't she said something about Karen saying I hit him? I don't remember. But it's just so many things. John was drinking Bud Lights. Tough to get a blood alcohol that high on Bud Lights. Yeah, he was probably getting some shots. I mean, they were definitely getting shots. They were getting shots. Mason 357 or 9. Right is right and wrong is wrong. At least in my opinion, I'm gonna stand by that. That's good. Melissa, it's not logically, if she was easily admitting this and not hiding, then why would she be now? Susan, the Jack and the Magical Jeep are strange. There's so many strange things. Katie's the only one that could have heard it. Katie gave her statement 2 days after, when police officer Kevin Albert called her to arrange the interview with Proctor. Right, because Katie was the only one that wasn't like in the middle of the chaos with a bunch of people screaming and trying to save his life, right? I think that's what her testimony said. Anna say, who's friends with the Alberts? I hope they're not in the chat, because I haven't been really kind to, especially the Brian guy. I haven't been that kind to him. Mason saying, all respect, Judge Beverly. So So why are we out here? Talk to the attorneys like they are kids. Yeah, and like you're not doing your job. Why are you out here? Because you're a judge in a murder trial and the attorneys have something to talk to you about. Why are you asking why? So anyways, let's continue with this video here.
Guilty option.
So this is the chin jut, right? When somebody's angry or defensive, they tend to jut their chin forward. You can see this when small children don't want to do something.
The subordinate charges, if they come back guilty on, for instance, involuntary manslaughter, that's immediately appealable. That's immediately appealable. They didn't have an option on the verdict form to find her not guilty. It's almost like the court is directing a verdict of the subordinate charges. It's almost like the court is directing a verdict of the subordinate charges.
Wow.
I disagree with you. Ms. Giannetti, you've seen verdict slips exactly like this.
No,
Okay.
I haven't.
I actually haven't learned.
Okay.
I actually haven't learned.
Have you had...
Okay, so why are you laughing? Excuse me. Why? Is there something funny, Judge Bev? Is there something funny? Because you just screamed at KarenRead for laughing. And why are you laughing? And this is, I think this is, yeah, this is before KarenRead laughed. Okay, this is before KarenRead laughed. She's laughing. And it's funny because she's saying, well, first of all, watch everything, guys. There's so much, right? In this small interaction. Alan Jackson is arguing to her about the guilty versus not guilty on the form, right? She kind of like smugly, superiorly disregards him and goes to Yannetti because she's not getting what she wants from Alan. So she's just like, you're a fly in the wall. Forget about what you're saying with your stupid argument. Yannetti, you're from Boston. You're from Massachusetts. You have seen this, right? And Yannetti's like, no, Your Honor, actually, I haven't. And she's like, well, I disagree with you. How can you disagree with him of what he saw or not? You can't, because that's his truth. And you can't disagree with that. But you disagree with anything that isn't your what you want. And that's the problem with you, right? Because at no point when the attorneys are arguing something, you're actually listening to them. You're just like, I'm going to cut them off here. I'm going to cut them off here. I disagree with you, Alan. And then when KarenRead smiles because you're disregarding her freaking verdict form to be correct because you're too tired, you call her out. Let's see what else. And then, yeah, Anne Brown's like, why sell your house? Get rid of your dog. Get rid of your phone. Suspicious behavior. Suspicious activity. So.
No lesser included?
No, we've always had lesser included, but I have not seen a verdict slip there where not guilty is not an option.
Not an option.
I have not seen a verdict slip there where not guilty is not an option.
Okay, I disagree with you. All right, excuse me. This is funny, Ms. Reed. Excuse me.
Okay,
Excuse me.
I want to stop here because I didn't do this in the video. I was almost going to do it. So I want to read this because this is how I felt when I heard this, right? This is funny, Ms. Reed. So KarenRead, who is a presumed innocent citizen, could be any one of us, okay? She has spent over 9 weeks in this court experiencing disparate treatment by the judge towards her defense attorneys. She sat through over 70 witnesses testifying without being able to speak up for herself. And I do understand she had the choice to speak up for herself, but in advice of her counsel, she decided not to testify, which is her right to have a better case, okay? So she's going through all of this. The judge has interrupted, dismissed, and admonished her defense team in front of the jury. She has done it in front of the jury. The prosecution went on and on and on. And she never admonished Lolly in front of the jury, even when he introduced mirrored video, when he attacked the defense, when he had the little comments like, oh, that's laughable. She never admonished Lolly in front of the jury, but she did it to the defense several times. Oh, jury, disregard that. He's going to ask it properly because he doesn't know what he's doing, right? That's her attitude towards them. So this is what they've been going through with this judge. Um, she helped the prosecution with objections and allowed them to go on and on for hours with irrelevant questions while constantly cutting the defense's questions or rephrasing them, which is another assault to the defense because when you're an attorney, everything that you do is prepare everything, the tone of your voice, the flow of the questions, what you're going to ask, what they're going to do. I just read this. Karina says Jen is going to hunt you. I already feel like she does. I already feel like she does. Oh, that's so scary. So, anyways, I lost. Karina, I can't think anymore. I can't think after this because I'm thinking of a day that I was creating a video until 3 a.m. So I'm like like my eyes are in the computer, and it's music, it's video, it's cut this, cut that, rewind, fast forward. All of a sudden, like I stop and I go to the kitchen and I felt like there was like a shadow by my bedroom, and I was like, "The hell." And I think I was working on something on the McCrave's video. That's why I was like, what? What is this comment? But it wasn't. It was just because my eyes were tired and I was looking at the screen for so long that I thought I saw like something, but it was just the light. So Jennifer McCrave is not going to hunt me. Get away from here, Jennifer McCabe. So yeah, I got so mad at this moment when the judge did this, because as we're gonna see, this has been something constant that her defense team has been experiencing, and it was just very unnecessary and very unprofessional for the judge to do that. So let's finish it up here.
Excuse me?
Stop laughing, Judge. Yeah, Talai, Lally added an extra hit. Oh yeah, I think Lally did like 4 hit-ems, right? I hit him. Just keep repeating that. It's just ridiculous. Yep. And the way the judge says this too, like, all right, I'm done. Please, lady, get off your throne. Get off the throne.
However, you find the Commonwealth has failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt the crime of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor.
So here she's laughing a little bit again, right? When she's reading the revised instructions, it's like, wow. Why are you laughing? Nothing funny here. Nothing funny. Why are you admonishing people for laughing?
Excuse me? This is funny, Ms. Reed? All right, we're done.
Not quite yet, because somebody's going to beat your butt.
Question, can we request the cert report detailing the search performed? So they can request it, but they can't get it. So I'm just going to say you have all the evidence in this case. But Mr. Jackson, after our hearing this morning, I considered what you said. I went back and I read the jury instructions I gave yesterday. All right, we're done. All right, we're done.
Yeah, so I really like your comments here. Gitmo Holiday saying you can say I hit him, and you can ask I hit him. Like could I have hit him? Which I think we've heard some testimony on that. Like could it been something I did, because I didn't see him after that. Like I left. And she said I left him at the waterfall. But Jennifer McCrabe, that was in the car, said, no, I saw the SUV at the house. That's how they got to 34 Fairview the next morning. Everyone is saying that because Lally said that the other day during closing about the I hit him. Yeah, I mean, good. It was a good move on him for his case, but still slimy Lally. Okay, so let me read some of your comments here. Ann Brown, State Trooper Proctor is also involved in this case. In this case, are you talking about another case? Because that guy, I mean, I don't know how he's still around. Ask Bob, God bless Karen, amen. Susan, famous quote about gross ineptness and malice are indistinguishable. I love this. Gross ineptness and malice are indistinguishable. Yeah, I mean, malice is a very serious thing. And I did feel a lot of people have displayed malice in this case, such as Brian Alberts. Some others more like other things that I've noticed, but malice is definitely one of the things that we've seen here. So yeah, this is the comment from Trisha that I was talking about. Boston, Boston brat. You can also say it by questioning herself. I hit him. I hit him. Exactly. We don't really know what happened. There was definitely not enough evidence, in my opinion, to send somebody to prison for the rest of their lives. 86 IX7. Jen knew John was being moved outside from Unit 34. That's why she Googled at how's long to die in the cold Fort Edge. Knew the snowplow driver was going by Unit 34 at 2:30, so he called Higgins at 2:29. Yeah, I really like the plow guy's testimony. I think it was very strong. I just think that maybe a little bit of the defense case got lost in the prosecution's case because it was so much repetition that when the jury heard the closing arguments, they were like, all right, well, she did say that. And they kind of like don't really remember, but the Lucky's testimony, the Amy testimony, Dr. Ranchler's testimony. So it's very, very nerve-wracking. Mason, just saying, I dislike injustice to the core or any type of wrongdoing to anyone. I absolutely agree with you 100%. Jen, just so scary. Tell like confetti. Karen was not the only one there. There were lots of people pulling up to pick up their friends, and plenty of people in the house. If she had reversed the car at 24 miles per hour, hit a body, left, and the guy's there bleeding, he's not dead, so he's probably screaming or something, and nobody saw or heard anything, it makes it very hard to buy it. And Brown, everyone's saying that because Lala said it the other day. Yeah. So anyway, this is a great time to real quick because we're almost done here. I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow. I want to do the pre-trial motion real quick video because I want you guys to see Judge Bev for who she really is. So tomorrow, how is this gonna happen, right? I'll probably be like you guys watching Twitter, the court TV, and if at any point they announce that there's a verdict, then I'll go live. As long as I'm home, I'll try to be the whole time, but I will do my best to stream because I do want to share the verdict moment with you guys. I'm very hopeful and praying that everything goes well for KarenRead and her family and that she goes free and this nightmare is over for them, but we never know. So we need each other. We need to support each other. So let me try to pull up this video here, which should have. Okay, so Judge and Jackson, Judge round 1, Judge round 2. I have all these Judge videos. So
I would like to hear argument on this
Sorry,
witness
very
before
loud.
we hear
This
the
is.
other.
Hold on, let me just. This is so loud. People are right. This is too loud. So I will put this. This is, I think, pre-trial motion. No, this is not pre-trial motion. This is not pre-trial motion. I want to do pre-trial motion. So let me just do another video. Let me pull up the one that I want so you guys see. Judge round 3. Is that?
But I'll hear you on your motion.
Your Honor, essentially what Commonwealth was seeking.
No, that's not what I want, guys. Sorry about that. Just bear with me 1 second. Bear with me. It's going to be worth it, I promise. Judge number 3, judge number 2.
So I would like to hear argument on this witness before
Same
we.
thing. Okay, one more. Judge. This one, maybe?
So why are we out here?
Okay, that's the one that I just did. So where's the pre-trial? Where did I save it in my computer? Because that was the one that I wanted to show you guys. Maybe I have it on my channel. Let me go on my channel. Meanwhile, you guys can let me know how you're feeling. What are you gonna do tonight? How are you guys gonna cope with the anxiety tonight? I had to do a lot of food prep today. I went on a walk with my dog because I was like, I can't handle all the anxiety, and I've just been eating so badly this past week. I don't even want to get on the scale because with the videos and the trial and the anxiety, what happens, we end up a lot of times emotionally eating and just eating for the heck of it. Like we're not even hungry, just to chew on something. So I got like a bunch of things delivered, just send me cookies and send me Panera bread and just send me stuff. And it's not healthy. It's just not healthy. So today I took a step back, try to do a little bit more of food prep so that I could be prepared for next week. I don't want to like stay in this. I don't want to stay in this eating wrong type of thing. Okay, I found the video. It's a video of a video, so hopefully, and you guys are going to be here on this video, some of you, because you guys were making comments on it. So let me just share the screen real quick. Is the judge working for the Commonwealth is the name of the video on my channel. It's a full video. It has like an hour and a half, but we're just going to watch a little clip of it of when the pre-trial motions were happening.
He's going to go. Like, he's better, answer all these questions. So, sir, the judge was acting towards the defense. That was harsh to watch. So let's watch this.
Let's, Bianca.
I guess I would start, Your Honor, by saying that in order for evidence to come in, it has to be elicited by a party. It has to be offered by a party. You're being told that the Commonwealth does not intend to elicit this evidence and that the defense does not intend to elicit this evidence. So I guess the question that I would direct to the court is, do you intend to follow up with questions?
I'm not questioning the jury. It's clear that it may be a response, a natural response by a witness.
Sure. So,
Ms. Giannetti,
yes.
So it's clearly you try your case the way you want to try your case, and the Commonwealth decides how they want to do it. But I am not tying the hands of witnesses to natural responses to questions. So I'm taking this under advisement. If you open the door, it comes in.
Well, I completely understand that, Your Honor. I will say that I think probably, I don't want to speak for Mr. Lally, but I...
So don't speak for Mr. Lally. I'll hear from him in a minute.
I'll speak for myself then, if the court will allow me.
Okay, so see, this is a point where Giannetti was already getting so pissed off of her cutting him off, because this has happened in pre-trial motions over and over again. He's just like, I don't want to speak. So don't speak for Mr. Lally. How rude. Lady, did you think nobody was going to catch you here on these videos?
Allow me.
So that's all of the defendant's motions eliminated, correct, Ms. Giannetti?
Let me just have a moment.
Mr. Jackson, it's all of them, isn't it?
You see that? Can I just have a moment? She laughs. Mr. Jackson, she goes from Giannetti to Mr. Jackson. So when KarenRead laughs at her attitude, her dismissive attitude, this is coming all the way from before this, from the pre-trial motions, okay?
We filed a motion for attorney-conducted panel voir dire.
We're going to talk about impanelment this afternoon.
Just being complete in answer to the court's question. That was one that was not addressed, but that's fine.
All right. Oh, the request just to have panel, your motion was a little bit confusing.
Right.
So you want panel voir dire?
Panel voir dire, correct.
I'm not going to do panel voir dire in this case.
You see, first of all, your motion's a little confusing, okay? Dig number one. Number two, do you want panel voir dire? Oh, I'm not going to do it. So dig number two, like, lady, and then you're like, is there something funny? Yeah, your attitude is laughable on this case.
That there's
So you want panel? Well,
wait, I just said that. I just said that.
Panel. That's what she said 5 seconds ago.
Get out.
a federal investigation.
Isn't that what this does? If you mention it,
What this does,
explain to me why that's not
Look
so.
at his face.
that's what I'm doing.
Not yet. You haven't. So please explain that.
As the court knows, it's essential that the jury is given the context in which every single statement, whatever the statement might be, is brought to light.
Does that mean, do we say there's an objection to 25, Ms. Little? Just
Yes,
yes or
Your
no?
Honor, Mr.
All right,
Jackson is-
so I'm going to hear from Mr. Lally on the motion. I just wanted to know if there was an objection. And given that I have no information at all, I don't know who the third party culprit is, even after reading 4,500 pages. I don't know if it will prejudice or confuse the jury. How am I supposed? So you're prepared to argue all this?
I'm prepared to argue it, Judge.
All right, so we will get to that when we get to the Commonwealth's motion.
We are still actually receiving information with regards to the internal affairs investigation as recently as yesterday. So I'm happy to kind of defer ruling to the court and then address this as it comes up. We'll be in a much better position to rule on this issue once the witness testifies.
All right, so what would be helpful to me, once you know what it is you think you're going to try and introduce, to tell me how that complies with the holdings in both McFarland and Graham.
Once you know what it is you think you're gonna try to introduce, okay? Look at Miss Little's face. She's like, God.
There are independent reasons why that is admissible outside of McFarland and Graham.
Okay, so I need to know all of that.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So she's so condescending.
No,
She's like,
not me. I don't
know
want. I don't want to hear from me again. I want to hear the video. Get out of here, Bianca. There you go.
First person he spoke to was Brian Albert. After
Okay,
he-
I'm going to stop you for a minute.
Of course
I
you
think
are.
we need a break, Madam Court Reporter. Do you need a break?
Okay,
Can you go,
Yanetti's
how much longer
face.
do you think you have with this, Mr.
She's
Yannetti?
so pissed.
How many more pages or how long you think?
Yeah, I've got about, in terms of my recitation of the facts, I've done about a page and a half, and I've got 3 left.
Madam Court Reporter, would you like to take a little break? It's hot in here and you've been going nonstop. Okay, let's take a 10-minute break.
Yannetti was so pissed. So yeah, check out that video, guys. It's called "Is the Judge Working for the Commonwealth Prosecution?" on my channel under the KarenRead trial playlist. Okay, there's a lot of videos there. We got Brian Higgins' body language. We got Gemma Craves. We got 2 videos on Gemma Craves. We got Colin Albert's body language. We have Mac Albert's. We have all kinds of videos. We have fun here. And that was just to respond, just to show how the judge has been acting with them since before this trial. So when KarenRead, laughs at her saying, "I'm too tired to look at the verdict form," that's why. Because my orchid was not showing the whole time. Here, orchid, it's fine. It's because that's it. That's her attitude. Absolutely rude, condescending, just below rude, right? It's like no manners, because she cuts them off. She just absolutely gross behavior. And check it out. Share that video because I want people to see the judge before this trial. So that's it, guys. I'm so happy that everybody showed up. Thank you so much for participating. It means a lot to me that you guys are in the chat, and it just helps me. We prefer Whisper over Orchid. Whisper today, he was such a naughty boy, okay? I took him for a nature walk, which I love. Then he found some bird poop, and he rolled all over his perfectly white fur, and I had to get home and wash him with lavender shampoo he hates because he likes to smell like poop. He likes to smell like poop. And I was like, Whisper, really? I wasn't counting on, besides the trial and trying to do all the things I try to do in a day, I was not trying to wash you, Whisper. So he's clean now, and we're probably going to go to the park for an hour. You guys, you have no idea what to do with this. He likes to smell like poop. Has your dog ever done something like that? It's crazy, that little guy. I mean, I can't believe it. So I'll put a picture of him, not with the poop, after he was clean afterwards, on my channel. And then tomorrow, guys, try to do something good and healthy today. Try to do something healthy. Anything. Walk for 10 minutes. Drink more water. Eat well. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully. Great. Mwah. Thank you so much. Have a good evening, everybody. See you guys.